Hey y'all, this is Coach Brian back with a Brian Boxing News update. Hey, I just got through watching the Linares versus Lomachenko for the WBA Lightweight Championship of the World. And the new champion is Lomachenko. 10th round TKO stoppage. I thought it was a count out. I thought he got counted out. But they're counting it as a so I thought it was a KO, not a TKO. Doesn't matter. Body shot, left power shot to the liver, kidney, whatever that is. I can't think right now. Liver drops Linares for the final time, and Lomachenko honestly came up off the canvas to win this fight unbelievably. So he came up, he dropped on the in the sixth round, giving Linares that round plus 2 points. So ironically, the scorecards read Lomachenko was up on one, so it's basically a draw. If had it at that point at the 10th round, they had it as a draw. One scorecard had it 86-85 for Lomo, and the same score was for Linares. And then one scorecard had it 85-85. I'm just gonna say, if you gonna fight against a Golden Boy fighter, you need to knock that motherfucker out. Do not tell yourself you're preparing to go 12 rounds with any Golden Boy fighter who happens to be elite or a cash cow or any. No, do not. Just don't do that. And if you're a fighter, you need to fight for Golden Boy, because obviously they are doing great when selecting the refs that appreciate whatever style that you have. I just want to put that out there. Nothing wrong with them. There's not. Hey, they're there for their fighters. Okay, so what does this say? I had the fight was I had it for Lomachenko for the majority of the fights. I thought there was a few to beat Lomachenko in layman's terms. To beat Lomachenko, you have to bring the fight, and on top of that, you got to throw. You got to be accurate. And you have to be able to weather the storm. And you have to have the capability to land that perfect punch. And the perfect punch is a combination of technique, strength, and more so timing. You have got to have you got to time Lomachenko. Lomachenko can be timed and can be dropped. I think the last time he was dropped is either in the 2008, 2007 World Championships. He went on to win, but so he had never been dropped as a professional. The drop was a solid one, because it looked as though it took him the rest of the end of that round. It was kind of close towards the end of the sixth round, and he took the rest of that round, and he took the seventh round to get his bearings. But like Lomachenko getting his bearings he's still, in my head, he's still neutralized any aggressions that Linares could have had. So normally when you drop somebody, you just swarm him. But his footwork kept him safe, and the fact that his defense and the fact that he had enough punching power to stop Linares from just walking in on him. You got to understand it. This guy was a smaller guy, and he still stopped Linares from walking in on him. So what do I get from out of this fight? I think Lomachenko has tapped out his weight potential. Like I don't see him going to 140. I don't see a super fight with him and a competitive super fight with him and Crawford. I wouldn't want to see Mikey Garcia fight him, only to the fact of that Mikey Garcia is not a Linares. He's a better version. He's stronger. He's more accurate. I wouldn't want to see that. I don't think it would be competitive for Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko would do good. I think Lomachenko would do good against anybody at 135. 90%, 99% of everybody at 135. But I wouldn't want to see a Mikey Garcia fight, just because I didn't want to see the Rigondeaux fight in Lomachenko, because I was like, Lomachenko's way too big than Rigondeaux. Like, I mean, Rigondeaux is like stacking everything up against him, the impossibles to stack up against him, right? I mean, he's got to overcome a lot. So same thing with Mikey Garcia. I think Lomachenko can be the number one pound for pound. He doesn't have to fight Mikey Garcia. Like, Mikey Garcia doesn't have to go fight Triple G to be considered number one pound for pound, right? That's not what the pound for pound list is for. The pound for pound list is just to say that your fighting style and your attributes and your skills if you were able, not, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyways, if you in a perfect world, if you're able to move up into any weight class, you would and you had the same, whatever it is, body skills or what, I can't think of the right word. You should be able your skills should be able to take you and beat any fighter in any weight class. That is not literally. Lomachenko, I believe, is way better than AJ and way better than Deontay Wilder. There, and if Lomachenko could gain 70 to 80 pounds to weigh 200 plus, there is no physical way that he could beat Deontay Wilder or AJ, right? You wouldn't even want to see that fight. You'd be like, I would not want to see that. That's not a cool fight, right? But he can still be the pound for round champion and still not be able to. So I think at 135, he is, if you look at him side by side, right? Linares looks like he's in a different weight class. So what happens is most other fighters cut down to whatever the weight they're going to fight at, right? So I think Walters gets kind of heavy. Walters walks around at maybe like, I think they said Walters was like 160, 170 when he cut down to 130, right? That's a lot. That's a lot. Linares is probably walking around like 160 solid. Like, so he looks like a normal dude, right? He doesn't look small and petite or whatever it is, right? But he cuts down to 135. Lomachenko walks at his weight. Does that make sense? Him cutting weight, he's probably cutting like maybe 5 pounds or something like that. But he walks around at that weight. So when the difference is, yes, they do weigh the same at the scale, but their hydration factor. Some fighters gain somewhere between 10 and 15 pounds, for sure solid 10 pounds that they're going to gain. Lomachenko's not gaining much. He's just probably gaining maybe another 2 pounds because he walks around at that weight. I don't see that he needs to go up any higher. I think 135, he's been capped out at that. Now, if Mikey Garcia comes down to 135, so Mikey Garcia, I believe he's the diamond champion for the WBO at 130, 135, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's going to be up for good. I had to look into how many belts did Linares have at that time, because it seems as though that Lomachenko only got the WBA. I think that's the WBA. Am I double checking? Yeah, the WBA fight, the WBA belt, and I thought Linares had a few other belts. I know he had the lineal title, and he had the rings. Did he have the ringside title? He has the ringside title, which is basically you're the best in that weight class. Period. That's what that title means. You beat the best. You beat the man who beat the man who beat the man, type of thing. So, hey, man, outstanding fight. I don't see Lomachenko going up any higher. I do see potential in a good competitive fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. I think Gervonta Tank Davis probably has a more of a one-punch knockout. He's probably a little bit quicker. His footwork is not there. He doesn't have the experience as a Linares with a 44 plus, fight wins, and I think he's probably got over fucking 44 fights. Probably got, I think he's lost a few times. So he's maybe got like 46, 47 fights, something along those lines. Don't quote me on that. But he's got a lot of ring experience. I'm not saying Gervonta Tank Davis cannot do it, right? 3 things he's got to be able to land is he's got to land that perfect punch. Gervonta Tank Davis has knockout power. I don't know if he's able to land a perfect punch. And my definition of the perfect punch is catching off of a combination. It's not so. Gervonta Tank Davis is a how would you say? He is the Tyson of them. Tyson, any punch Tyson would hit you with could hurt you potentially. So it wasn't you needed some magical punch with Tyson. He was like, if I touch your chin, that's done, right? So and sometimes if you do the high guard against me, I could pound you till you just knock the fuck out. Gervonta Tank Davis has the same capabilities. If you're gonna go up there and go high guard and just lay against the ropes, he could wear you down and break you down with punch. He has one punch knockout power. But I don't see it being like placed. I don't see it being timed. I don't see it being not on the level that you would need to fight to beat Lomachenko. That one person I believe would be Mikey Garcia. So Mikey Garcia has the best timing, the best not, anybody in that weight class. He's a great guy. So I think Lomachenko should stop at 135. I think maybe he should go back to 130, clean up all that. That would be great. Go back and clean up. Be like Bud Crawford. Clean up the whole entire division. That you make. I still have. I still got Bud if when Bud goes up to this and he wins, I got Bud. I got Bud and Lomachenko at number one. I got Lomachenko right now as the number one just because of his activity and the fact that he is going up in weight to win championships. So I got Bud as number two currently, but Bud's going up to another championship. First of all, Bud he decimated the 140 weight class, right? Decimated it. No one was even close, right? So he beat everyone in that. Then he went up. Now he's going up to 147 to get a championship. I got Bud winning that one. But currently on based off of activity and the fact that it seems like every time Lomachenko comes in, he jumped up a weight class. Like honestly, anybody else his size, I wouldn't want them to go up. Like Lomachenko's 30. He can't gain any more weight. His frame is his frame, right? Devontae is younger. All these other fighters who start out young and then they gain weight, well, that's why they're able to, because their frame hasn't filled out. Well, Lomachenko's already done that. So I got Lomachenko as number one. I got Bud coming in as a close number two. We're talking about 1/10 of a second if they're in a race, one eighth of a millisecond, whatever that fucking is, right? That distance, right? But soon as Bud Crawford goes and beats Jeff Horn, if he beats Jeff Horn, I don't see that he wouldn't beat Jeff Horn, but if he does, just in case. Once he beats Jeff Horn and capture that weight class, that weight belt at that weight class, I don't see him not being number one on anyone's pound for pound list. So that's it. Thank you so much for this, for checking out my page. It's been a little while, been a little inconsistent, but y'all don't care about that. It doesn't matter. You're here now. Please subscribe, like, share this video and all my other videos. Please hit the bell notification, and please check out my Instagram. It's also at Brian Boxing. Thank you so much. Pride never quit. Brian Boxing out. Peace.